Welcome to Between the Sheets, the podcast where we're going to cover a variety of topics related to sexual health and wellness. I'm Dr. Stephanie Zwanitzer, your host. I'm a nurse practitioner and have been in practice since 2017. I have my Doctor of Nursing Practice degree, and I specialize in urology and sexual health. I am so excited to explore all of the various topics related to sexual health and wellness with you in a fun, spicy, educational, and non-judgmental manner. So come on, let's get between the sheets. I wanted to make a quick little intro episode, so no matter when you pick up Between the Sheets podcast, you can get to know a little bit about me and why I'm doing this podcast and what my vision is. Let's start with a little bit about me professionally. I remember deciding that I wanted to be a nurse back in the 8th grade after I job shadowed a nurse midwife. But if you look through my childhood scrapbook, you'll see apparently I knew all the way back in kindergarten. The what I want to be when I grow up assignment, I drew a nurse. So I guess I've always known on some level. Over my 10 years as a nurse, I worked on a cardiac ICU floor, a general medical floor, and a geriatrics floor. During my time on the geriatrics floor, I decided I wanted to practice at a higher level, and so I went back and got my Master's of Nursing degree to be a nurse practitioner, and then I also went on and got my Doctor of Nursing Practice degree to be able to teach at the graduate level at some point in time, and I'm excited to say I'll be doing that for the first time this fall semester of 2024 at Howard University, so that's an exciting new chapter for my life as well. I started practicing as a nurse practitioner in 2017 with the geriatric population in an internal medicine type environment. I then worked in pain management, and finally I moved into urology in 2021. I have found urology to be my passion. It's where I belong. It is absolutely the best fit for me. In my office, I see a variety of adult men and women with various urological concerns, and I truly enjoy my variety every day. My favorite part of urology is sexual health, and although I don't necessarily get to do this with every patient because not everybody sees me for sexual issues, doing this podcast allows me to explore this passion of mine, to share my knowledge and my experiences, and it is my goal that it will help all of us improve our quality of life in relationship to sexual health, sexual experiences, and overall sexual happiness in life. Me personally, I have been married, I've been divorced, I have dated, and I've been single. So I have all the various experiences throughout my life to bring to this podcast. I'm a mom of 2 teenagers. One is off to college and one is finishing up high school. And I also have the best fur baby, Milo, who I'm sure will pop up and make some noise here and there as he's snuggled up with me in this chair right now. I have an amazing family and a wonderful friend group I spend a lot of time with. I love going to see live music, getting out in nature and hiking or paddleboarding. When I'm at home, you'll find me curled up on the couch watching a cheesy Hallmark movie. I also love to watch football and baseball games and maybe even read a book. And now, I guess, working on this podcast. My vision for Between the Sheets is to explore all kinds of topics related to sexual health for all people, to provide stories so that you know that you're not the only one dealing with something, and to provide a platform for open communication to spark conversations in your private life with your family, your friends, and your partner. One day, I would love to take Between the Sheets from just being a podcast to participating in conferences, to having some sexual health courses, and my ultimate goal would be to open a sexual health clinic where we could have a variety of sexual health providers like a pelvic floor specialist, a sex therapist, a urologist, and a gynecologist, and really provide holistic sexual health care for patients. For this particular podcast, we're going to cover all kinds of topics, communicating about sex, preferences, likes, dislikes, kinks, and toys. We will talk about sexually transmitted infections, erection issues, Peyronie's disease, pelvic pain and health, orgasms and orgasm disorders. We will cover mismatched libidos in a couple, changes of sexuality across the lifespan, both with age and hormone changes like low testosterone or menopause, and even other disease changes that happen that can spark issues through your sexuality. We're going to cover so much. And if you have a particular topic or question in mind, please email me, podcastbetweenthesheets@gmail.com. It's all one word, podcastbetweenthesheets@gmail.com. The segment I'm looking forward to the most with this podcast is the stories. We're going to call it Between the Sheets Shenanigans, and I'm going to tell you stories from my own life, my friends, my family, my patients, so that we can relate the topics of every episode to our lives and have some fun learning some stories and knowing that we're not the only ones dealing with certain things. All the stories are going to be told from an I have a friend who or I have a patient who. That way you don't know if they're mine or not. You don't know if they're my friends. And I'm certainly going to change details of the timelines, the names, etc., so that you cannot pick any one story and relate it back to an individual. Please send in your stories and share with me at podcastbetweenthesheets@gmail.com. I really hope that you stick around and join me in exploring sexual health and increasing not only our knowledge but our pleasures as well. As I tell my patients, everyone who wants to have sex should be able to have sex, and some really great sex. Join me between the sheets every hump day for new episodes. Thank you for listening and spending time with me today. You can catch new episodes of Between the Sheets every Wednesday, because what better way to add some spice to your life than to have a new podcast on hump day? We will continue to explore common, uncommon, and taboo topics related to sexual health and wellness. Please send any comments, questions, or stories to podcastbetweenthesheets@gmail.com. That's all one word, podcastbetweenthesheets@gmail.com. Have a great day. And remember how important it is to discuss these topics with your friends, your family, and of course your partners. In fact, you can like, follow, and share this podcast so they can see it too. See you next time for more sexual health topics between the sheets.